Hello, this is Ms. Gossage, and I am here to teach you about ecosystems. I will instruct you on their definitions, the components, and the different types of ecosystems through a specific example of a forest type ecosystem. So our first objective is to learn about the definition, the components and types of ecosystems, and then additionally, another biological concept is connecting ideas such as unity and diversity of form and function. So the definition of an ecosystem is all of the non-living physical environment as well as the living organisms that live within a small geographic space. Small geographic space can be as small as a 1 to 2 mile around a pond, or maybe even up to 5 to 10 miles square. The non-living physical environment can be things like dirt, the sun, the weather, geological foundation associated with the rocks and minerals. Living organisms are going to be bacteria, fungi, plants, and so forth within a small geographic area. These are some different types of ecosystems. There can be forest or grasslands, jungle, or even aquatic ecosystems such as pond, lake, and so on. I haven't listed all the different types. These are just some examples. The specific type that I'd like to talk about is about the forest. And as we go on our journey, one of the things that I want you to think and consider as you make your observations are what are the different types of trees. One of the main kinds of trees can be a deciduous tree. So I kind of think of deciduous like the word decide, where there's two main options. One is where the leaves are there during the spring and the summer. The other is when the leaves have gone dormant and they've fallen off. So it has two different separate appearances. And that would be the deciduous type trees. And then the coniferous type tree is the one that's the cone bearing or evergreen. So take note of what kind of trees we see here. We might see some other plants like mosses, grasses, or even some flowers. And with animals, we're going to be looking at what kind of types of animals, insects, spiders, birds, mammals, any of the different kinds of animals that we might be seeing. And then good to know, something that is a part of our second objective is among the wildflowers especially, that they are diverse in their appearances. And so we have different variety of different kinds of flowers. For example, brown-eyed Susans, roses, some different asters like sunflowers and so on. But with all of these different flowers, their main goal is to be attractive to pollinators. And so they each have brightly colored petals. They have a sharp contrast to that color in the center. And in also that center is where that sweet smell of nectar is, and that's where the pollen is located. So the plant is doing everything in that flower production to attract a pollinator to that central part of the flower piece where the petals are, to make it so that they want to get that central area where the pollen is located. And then in the non-living physical environment, we're also looking at the amount of sunshine, the cloudy weather, whether there's rain or any kind of precipitation that's falling, and then the ground for the soil base, for example, different kinds of geologic formations that might be present. Next, we're going to be watching a video, and in this video, we'll be looking at, again, observations as we're walking in a forest. There's the gravel pathway, the gravel and the clouds in the sky, all the non-living organism, non-living environment. The organisms, the butterfly, the spider crawling along the tree. The tree itself is also a living organism as well. The different components of ecosystem and its definition. It's made of the non-living environment of the physical surrounding, as well as the living organisms that's within a small geographic area. So that concludes our discussion about ecosystems. Thank you so much and hope to see you next time.